to day 11 of my 6th annual SLAP challenge. And happy St. Patrick's Day. SLAP, S-L-A-P, stands for squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups. We are doing 40 squats, 40 lunges, 40 reps of an ab exercise, and 40 push-ups a day, every single day except Sundays for 40 days. And this is day 11. I'm going to be starting my daily reps in just a few minutes. So if you would like to do this workout with me today, you don't have to join the challenge to do this workout. However, if you would like to join the challenge, it is not too late. It's never too late to join. You can just start today with this workout if you want. We're about a week and a half into the challenge, but that's fine with me if you missed the first week and a half. Or if you want to start on day 1, there is a playlist. I will link it up here in the iCard. It will also be linked in the description box down below the video, and it will be linked at the very end of this video as well so that you can't miss it. So click on the link, open the playlist, save the playlist if you want to participate in the challenge, and watch the video for day 1. In that day 1 video, I talked all about what the challenge is, how to participate, why we're doing it. I also went into a lot of detail explaining and demonstrating how to do your squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups with the correct form, and I provided tons of beginner modifications. So everything you need to know about the challenge is in that day 1 video. And then if you want to start the challenge on day 1, just make sure that you start on a Wednesday. As long as you start with day 1 on a Wednesday, everything will fall into place. All you have to do is just follow along with the playlist. From there, I made it super easy. So like I said, this is my 6th year in a row doing this challenge. And this year, I wanted to make a concerted effort to be sure that the challenge was accessible to day 1 beginners. Super duper beginners, terrible shape, never done a workout in your whole life, you're in the right place. This challenge is perfect for you. However, if you are not a beginner, then what we're going to do today might not be challenging enough for you, so you may want to follow along with last year's playlist. And I will link that up here in the iCard as well. It will also be linked in the description box down below the video. It will be linked at the end of the video. So check out the playlist for last year, save that playlist, but save this one as well, because if you are advanced, yes, you can do all 40 SLAP workouts that we did last year during the challenge, but you can also kind of bounce back and forth between the 2 playlists. The workouts we were doing last year were much more intense. They were more difficult. We were generally doing more reps than just 40 reps of squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups. We were typically doing a lot more reps than that. And we were adding weight. We were doing more difficult variations of those exercises. We were incorporating cardio into the workouts. And so those workouts are great, but they're a bit longer. So there might be days when you don't have a lot of time to do something really long or something super intense. And so these workouts that we're doing this year are great. They're a great option to have if you have a day where you're super busy and you just want something short and sweet. But you don't even have to do these workouts to participate in the challenge. The only requirement to participate in this challenge is just that you are doing a total of 40 squats, 40 lunges, 40 reps of any ab exercise you want, and 40 push-ups a day every day except Sundays for 40 days. So however you get those 160 reps done is completely up to you. I like to incorporate my reps into a structured workout every day, and then I share that workout with you. You are, of course, invited to do exactly what I'm doing, but it's your challenge, so make it your own. If you don't like the exercises that we're doing in today's workout, you can sub them out with different variations, and you can choose another workout off of one of the playlists. You can make your own workout, or you can just do reps randomly throughout the day. So you could get up in the morning, do 10 squats, 10 lunges, any variation of lunges you want, 10 reps of any ab exercise you want, and 10 push-ups, any push-up variation you want. And then you can just repeat that another 3 times throughout the day. So you could do it again after lunch, again after you get home from work, and then once more before bed. If you're doing it, it's your challenge. So do it in any way that works for you, and please remember that I am right here doing the challenge right along with you every single day. I'm working out with you every day, but I'm also here to help. I'm here to answer questions. So if anything is unclear, if you're confused about how to start, if you're having trouble with any of the links, if you need any help or any guidance at all, please reach out. I am always here to help. There are timestamps in the description box down below the video, so if you would prefer to skip straight ahead to the workout, you can use the chapter markers to do that. And if you want to check out last year's day 11 workout, I will link that up here in the iCard as well. So it will also be linked in the description box down below the video. It will also be linked at the end of this video. But if you are a beginner, stay here. I'm going to demonstrate and explain each of the exercises before we begin, and then we will do a quick 5-minute warm-up together, then we'll get our reps done, and that's it. So again, today I'm kind of going in order, meaning that we're spelling out the word slap, S-L-A-P. So that means we are starting with squats. So for your squats, remember that you want to start by making sure that your shoulders are back and down. So kind of pinch your shoulder blades together behind you and make sure that your shoulders are not up here by your ears, push them down. I think it's really helpful to visualize taking your shoulder blades and trying to tuck them into your back pockets, okay? So roll the shoulders back and down. Next, I want you to really tighten up your abs. So if you imagine someone's about to come and punch you in the stomach, think about how you would brace for that impact. That's how I want your abs to feel. And then the next thing I want you to think about is trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty. And the reason I say that is because if you don't do that, and instead if you think of your squat as just going straight down, a lot of times what's going to tend to happen is your knees are going to end about over your toes, and that's really not the movement. It's also really easy to mess up your knees that way, so let's not do that. Instead, I want you to think about trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty, because when I do that, my weight is now completely in my heels and I can actually pick up my toes. And it's also helping me to keep my back nice and flat. I've got my shoulders rolled back and down. My chest is lifted nice and high. Keep your chest lifted high. Tighten up the abs, push the booty back. And as you're trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty, you're also thinking about trying to touch the wall in front of you with your chest. And so you have this nice elongated spine and your back is going to stay flat. You want to make sure that your back stays flat as you sink down into your squat, okay? Go as deep into the squat as you can without pushing your body into doing something it is not ready to do. Please work to your own level. That's very important. But as soon as you have gotten as low as you're going to get in the squat, you're going to press your heels into the ground and straighten your legs to stand. Really actively press your heels into the ground, as though you were trying to push the ground away from you so that you activate all of those muscles in your feet, all throughout your legs, your quads, especially your glutes, and of course your core is already super tight and engaged. So that's your technique for just a basic air squat. And you can do air squats if you're a beginner, that's fine. I'm going to be doing a slightly more advanced version of squats, but the principles are the same. Shoulders back and down, chest lifted high, abs are tight, push the booty back, keep your back flat, keep the weight in your heels. Now I'm going to actually be starting with my feet together, and I'm going to jump my feet apart while I'm sinking into my squat. Okay, so it's almost like a jumping jack with a squat added as your feet are apart, okay? So, starting with my feet together, I'm going to jump my feet wide apart, and as I do that, I'm going to push my booty back, keeping my back flat, keeping the weight in my heels as I sink down into my squat. You're just going to jump the feet back together as you stand. That's it, okay? Super simple, but it's a little bit advanced. It may be difficult for some of you to jump, either because you have bad knees or maybe you just have cranky downstairs neighbors. So in that case, remember that you can always just substitute with any other squat variation. So in this case, if you want something similar to what I'm doing, you can do like step out squats. You can start with your feet together, and then you can step out to the side as you sink down into your squat and then step it back. So it's the same exercise, but instead of jumping your feet apart and together, you're just stepping them apart, stepping them back together. And then just alternate which side you're stepping to with each rep. So then with your next rep, step to the other side as you sink down into the squat, feet together. Step to the side and squat, feet together, alternating sides, okay? So there's an impact-free modification if you need it, but I'm going to be jumping my feet apart. So it's going to look like this. We'll put a couple of reps together so you can see how it's going to flow. Starting with the feet together, jump the feet wide apart as you sink into your squat. Tap the floor if you can without straining yourself. And then jump the feet back together again as you return to your starting position and stand. Jump the feet apart and squat, jump the feet together and stand. All right, that's our squat variation for today. Now for the first week and a half of the challenge, I spent a lot of time every single day giving you tons of beginner modifications for squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups that you can do even if you are a super duper ultra day one beginner, including using a chair to assist you for your squats by either holding onto the chair for support as you squat or by actually squatting down onto your chair. So if you need to see those modifications, if you cannot do your squats unassisted the way I'm doing them today, please just ask. All of those modifications are in like every single video from days like 1 through 9, I think. So watch any of those earlier videos in the challenge if what I'm doing today is out of reach for you. And just remember that I'm always here to help. So if you need any further help with beginner modifications beyond what I'm providing you today and beyond what I've been providing for the last week and a half, please just ask. But you can always use a chair to support you for your squats. Either hold on to the chair while you squat, stand behind your chair and hold on to it, or you can squat into the chair so that you end up sitting on the chair. Just please make sure if you're going to do that you choose a chair that is strong enough to support your body weight, sturdy enough that it's not going to collapse or break or fold up on you when you put weight on it, and make sure that your chair is stable, meaning that it can't slide from underneath you. So I always recommend placing your chair on a yoga mat or an exercise mat just to help it stay put. And if you have something that is inherently more stable, like a plyo box or like a weight bench or something, that's ideal. But a chair or a bar stool can absolutely work as long as it is strong, sturdy, and stable enough to be used safely. So please use your common sense and to be safe. And again, if you have any questions or if you need help, I'm right here to help. So please just ask. So next is lunges. I am doing what I call a Tik-tok lunge. I have always called these Tik-tok lunges since well before the days of TikTok. But all it is just a forward lunge plus a reverse lunge. Now typically when I do Tik-tok lunges, I count that as 1 rep. The forward lunge plus the reverse lunge is 1 Tik-tok. But today I'm going to count each Tik-tok as 2 reps because technically each Tik-tok is 2 reps. And if you are a beginner, I am kind of gearing the challenge towards beginners this year, so I don't want to make you double your reps of lunges this early on in the challenge. We may be doing that later in the challenge, but it's always your option whether or not you want to double your reps if ever I am doubling my reps. And if you want to double your reps today, even though I'm not doubling my reps, feel free. And what I mean by that is this. So the 1 Tik-tok is 1 forward lunge plus 1 reverse lunge. So we kind of are Tik-toking back and forth, but we did a forward lunge and a reverse lunge. So that's really 2 lunges. So I think it's fine to count each Tik-tok as 2 lunges. But if you prefer, if you want to challenge yourself a little more, you can count each Tik-tok forward and back as 1 rep. That is absolutely fine. Just be aware that if you count that way, then by the end of the workout, you will have actually completed a total of 40 forward lunges and a total of 40 reverse lunges, which is 80 lunges all day. So if that's something you want to do, great. If you don't, then you're going to count the way I'm counting. All right, so it's a forward lunge. We're counting that as 1, right into our reverse lunge. That's 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's how I'm counting them. Now, if it's too difficult to kind of, it's okay, Coda. If it's too difficult to kind of swing your leg back and forth like that, you can reset in between each rep. So you can step forward and do your forward lunge, and then instead of swinging that foot behind you and going right into your reverse lunge, you can instead step the foot back and kind of reset, return to your starting position. And then with the same leg, step into your reverse lunge, okay? So that this foot stays planted the whole time. This leg is swinging back and forth as the other foot stays planted. So if you need to, you can lunge forward, step back and reset. Then with the same foot, take a step behind you, reverse lunge, reset, okay? I'm going to be swinging this leg back and forth. So I'm going to go right from my forward lunge. This foot I'm not setting it down. I'm just swinging it behind me and going into my reverse lunge. So make sure with your lunges that, again, your shoulders are back and down, your chest is lifted high, and your abs are engaged. So tuck the shoulder blades into the back pockets. And as you step forward, you're going to bend both knees. If you are able to tap this back knee on the ground and you want to, that's fine. That is the way I like to do my lunges. Just make sure the movement is under control. You want the movement under control whether or not you're going to tap this back knee to the ground, but especially so if you are going to tap the ground with your knee, because I don't want you to bang your knee into the ground, it hurts. The other thing you want to be aware of is that your front knee is at more or less a 90-degree angle. You want to try your best to make sure that this front knee is more over the heel of your front foot as opposed to being out over your toes like this. All right, just do your best. And it's the same thing then when you swing your foot back into your reverse lunge. You're taking a step back, bending both knees, tapping the ground with this back leg if you can and if you want, and doing your best to make sure that you are maintaining more or less a 90-degree angle in this front knee, and that this front knee is more over the heel of your front foot as opposed to being out here over the toes, okay? And then you're just going to press this heel into the ground to stand and swing that back foot forward again right into your next rep. All right, so modified version, and remember you can always hold on to a chair or the arm of your couch or an end table, your kitchen counter, a plyo box, a park bench, okay, a weight bench. Any strong, sturdy, stable surface is fine, but if you need to hold on to something for support, you can absolutely hold on to something for support. If you need to shorten up your range of motion, shorten up your range of motion. So if you can't step out really far, then you can step out just a little bit. And if you can't sink so deep into the lunge that you're actually tapping the ground with your back knee, then you're just going to come down here, or as low as you can comfortably. So if you need help steadying yourself, hold on to a strong, sturdy, stable, elevated surface. If you need to shorten up your range of motion, take a short step forward, bend your knees a little bit, step back and reset, and then with the same foot, step behind you, bend the knees as much as you can without pushing your body into doing something it's not ready to do. Step forward, okay? If you don't need the chair, don't use the chair. Forward lunge, reset, reverse lunge, reset. That's your modification. I'm going to be swinging the leg, so I'm not going to place it down and reset it in between reps. I'm going to do forward lunge, swing the leg behind me, right into my reverse lunge. Swing the leg forward, forward lunge, swing the leg back, reverse lunge. Okay, that is my lunge variation today. If none of that is going to work for you, remember that you can substitute with any other lunge variation you want. And if you need help, just ask. All right, so we are spelling slap, and we have our S and our L. So next is A, abs. So I'm going to be down on my mat again today for my ab exercise. If you can't get down on a mat, remember that you can do standing abs. You can do standing oblique crunches. And again, I went over that modification from pick any of the videos from days like I think 1 through 9 of the playlist to see that modification. But again, you're just going to hold onto your chair or some other strong, sturdy, stable surface for support. Step one foot out, bring the other hand up behind your head, and just crunch, bringing elbow to knee. Okay, so you lift that leg, bend the knee, and at the same time, you're crunching, bringing your elbow down as close to your knee as you can get it, really feeling those obliques. All right, so if you need to see that, let me know, or watch any of the videos from days 1 through 9. But if you are able to come down onto your mat for abs, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm doing toe touches. So I'm going to start down here on my back. My legs are more or less straight, and I'm going to lift my legs like this so that I'm in kind of this pike position. My legs are going to stay here. They're going to stay elevated for the entire exercise. I'm starting with my hands extended, or my arms extended above my head, and I'm just going to crunch and bring my hands up, tapping my toes with my fingertips. So I'm going to bring my hands overhead, sit up and crunch, tap the toes or as close as you can get, and then reverse the movement, putting my back down on the mat and return to my starting position with my arms extended overhead. All right, super simple exercise. If it is too difficult to reach your toes, if it's too difficult to have your legs straight, you can have them bent, and you can come up and touch your knees, okay? Or if your knees are here, it doesn't matter, okay? Work to your own level. You can also do any other type of sit-up or crunch or ab exercise you want. There are a million different ab exercises, and again, that's the beautiful thing about this challenge, is that any ab exercise that you can manage and that you feel like doing today will work. So you can do regular sit-ups, you can do regular crunches, reverse crunches, leg lifts, bicycles, or you can do these toe touches with me, and if it's too difficult to have your legs extended, you can have them out here, you can have the knees bent if that's more comfortable for you. If it's too difficult to touch your toes, you can touch your shins, your knees, okay? Whatever's gonna work for you is absolutely fine. And again, if you need help, I am here to help, so please just ask. And finally, for my push-up variation today, I'm doing cross-legged push-ups. Unfortunately, this is a push-up variation that you really can't do from your knees. So if you are doing push-ups from your knees, then just do regular knee push-ups. If you want to add a little something to it, you can do a push-up and then rotate it to a side plank. You can do a one knee push-up. You can do a bird dog into a push-up, okay? Millions of different push-up variations that you can do from your knees, but this particular push-up variation that I'm doing today, you really can't. So first, let's go over the proper form for your knee push-ups. You're going to start by coming down onto your mat. You're going to make sure that your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Step your feet back so that you are in a plank position. And then from here, you're just going to place your knees down onto the mat. And you want to make sure that your body is in one straight line from your knees to your shoulders. So make sure that you're not like sinking into your shoulders like this. What I want you to do is press the mat away from you. Like you're trying to actually press the ground away so that your shoulders are not here, but they're away from your ears, okay? You want to be nice and high in this plank position. Also make sure you're not dropping your head down. Your head should be in line with your spine. So you don't need to overcorrect by hyperextending your neck. Just want your head in a nice neutral position as though you are right up against a wall and pressing the back of your head into the wall. It should be perfectly straight up and down. Make sure your abs are super engaged so that you are not allowing your hips or your belly to drop down like this. That's causing an arch in my back. What you want to do is tighten up your abs, use your ab muscles to lift your hips high and keep them high. And then from here, you want to make sure that nothing moves. You have your body in one straight line from your knees to your shoulders. The only thing you're going to do is bend your elbows and lower your chest as close to the mat as you can get it without breaking that straight line from your knees to your shoulders. If you cannot get your chest all the way down to the mat, that's fine. Just shorten up your range of motion. You may only be able to come down this far. If this is how far you can come down without breaking that one straight line from your knees to your shoulders, then this is your push-up. You're going to press the mat away and return yourself to your starting position. You just want to be sure that you're not compensating for the fact that you can't touch the mat with your chest by lowering your hips or your belly down to the mat. A lot of people do that. It's a really common mistake, so don't beat yourself up if you find that you're doing that, but just be aware of it so that you can work to correct it. You don't want to ever allow your back to arch. You want to keep your abs tight, you want to keep your hips lifted high, and keep your back flat. Okay, another really common thing that I see people do is if they're unable to get their chest all the way down to the mat, the temptation is going to be to lower your forehead down. You don't want to do that. Remember, your head is in line with your spine, and you want to make sure it stays still. So don't allow your head to be bobbing up and down. Your head shouldn't move. The goal is to get your chest all the way down to the mat, but it's far more important to make sure that your body stays in one straight line from your knees to your shoulders. So don't worry if you can't get your chest all the way down. Just come down as close as you can, and then once you've reached that point, you're just going to press the mat away and push yourself back up to your starting position. So that's just a regular knee push-up. If you want to add something, you could do like a push-up and then maybe like a side plank, maybe with a little crunch. If you want to challenge yourself, you could try one knee push-ups. So you can be down here on your knees, and then you can actually lift one leg behind you, extend the leg behind you, and try a one knee push-up. You can do like a bird dog plus a push-up. So you can start here in this tabletop position, extend one arm in front of you, extend the opposite leg behind you, and then crunch, bring knee to elbow, leave that leg extended, and do a one leg push-up. I love that exercise, I do it all the time. Or you can put both knees down and do a push-up. Okay, there's tons of push-up variations that you can do from your knees. So just pick any one of those, it doesn't matter. But unfortunately, you're really not going to be able to do cross-leg push-ups if you are doing push-ups from your knees. So choose any knee push-up variation that works for you, just make sure you're minding your form. If you are doing push-ups from your toes, great. Just make sure that you're minding your form. It's the exact same thing as knee push-ups. The only difference is that instead of your straight line going from your knees to your shoulders, your straight line is going to go from your heels to your shoulders. But other than that, everything else is the same. So make sure you're not sinking into your shoulders. Press the mat away from you. Shoulders are away from the ears. Head is in line with the spine, and head stays still. Okay, so don't allow your head to droop, don't overcorrect and hyperextend your neck. Just have your head in a nice neutral position and don't let it move. Your abs are nice and strong and tight and engaged. Your back is flat, so you're not allowing your hips or your belly to droop down like this and cause an arch in your back. And from here, you want to think of your body as being like a 2x4. Okay, so from your heels to your shoulders is a 2x4. This is a moving plank. So once you've found that beautiful, perfect plank position, nothing moves. You're just bending your elbows and lowering your chest to the mat as close as you can, and then pressing the mat away from you to return to your beautiful high plank position. But you're never breaking that straight line from your heels to your shoulders. So if you can't get your chest all the way down to the mat, you're just going to shorten up your range of motion. If you can only come down this far without lowering your hips or your belly down to the mat, or without lowering your forehead down to the mat, then that's fine. That's your push-up. So if you can only come here, stop here, and then press the mat away from you to return to your starting position. Just make sure that your body stays in one straight line. So I'm going to be doing my push-ups with my ankles crossed. And I'm going to be alternating which side my ankles are crossed on with each rep. That probably made no sense, but it'll make sense when you see it. So if you come up here to your plank position, you're gonna start with your feet wide apart like this. And then I'm going to pick up one foot, bring it across my body, and I'm gonna stack my ankles to one side of my body like this. And I'm going to do my push-up from this position. Now I'm going to return to my starting position with my feet wide, and I'm going to alternate sides with each rep. So now I'm going to pick up the opposite foot, bring it across my body, stack the ankles on the other side, and do my push-up from this position. Then return to my starting position with my feet wide apart. Okay? And that's it. That is my push-up variation for today. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me show it to you from another angle so that maybe you can see my legs and my feet better and might make it a little bit more clear. So come here in your plank position, step the feet wide, pick up one foot, bring it across to the other side, stack your ankles like this, and do a push-up. Then return to your starting position. Now pick up the opposite foot, bring it across your body, stack your ankles, and do a push-up. And then return to your starting position. All right, and that's it. That is my push-up variation. So that's it, that's all 4 exercises. Now here's the format. Very simple, we are just doing 20 reps of everything, and we are repeating the circuit a total of twice. So I'm going to do 20 dynamic squats, then I'm going to do 10 Tik-tok lunges on each leg. So I'm going to do 10 lunges on the right leg, and then 10 lunges on the left leg, which is 5 Tik-toks on the right leg and then 5 Tik-toks on the left leg. Make sense? You're just counting every time you lunge as 1 rep. You're gonna do 10 on one leg and then 10 on the other for a total of 20 lunges. You can always double that if you want. After you have completed your 20 reps of lunges, you are going to move on to abs. So you'll do 20 toe touches, and then you'll finish the circuit with 20 push-ups, whatever push-up variation you're doing. And remember that you do not have to get down onto the mat for your push-ups. There are standing push-up modifications that you can do. You can do push-ups off of your kitchen countertop. You can do push-ups on the wall, so please let me know if you need to see those modifications. We've covered them earlier on in the challenge, and I am happy to show those to you so that if for some reason you cannot get down onto the mat for push-ups, you still have a push-up variation that you can do. But regardless of whichever push-up variation you are doing, you're going to do 20 reps. That's 1 through the circuit. Then if you need to rest for a few minutes, you rest. And as soon as you're ready to start again, you're just going to repeat the circuit once more to get your 160 reps in. If it's too difficult to do all 20 reps at once, you can do reps of 10. The only issue there is the Tik-tok lunges, okay? So in that case, if you're counting each lunge as 1 rep, you would end up doing 1 more forward lunge than a reverse lunge, because you would count that as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that means that you've done 1 more forward lunge than reverse lunge, which drives me crazy. So in that case, I would recommend just doing 1 leg each time you go through the circuit, and just switch legs each time you go through the circuit. So the first time you go through the circuit, if you're doing 10 reps of everything, you would work just this leg. And then the next time through the circuit is when you would switch legs. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm just trying to make sure you end up even. So if that's not as much of an issue for you as it is for me, then don't overthink it. But that's the only issue if you want to do 10 reps of everything, but that is an option. And then again, you take as long of a rest break as you need in between sets. And if you want, you could even break up the sets throughout the day. Again, you can do 10 squats, 10 lunges, 10 abs, 10 push-ups first thing in the morning, and then repeat that 3 more times throughout the course of the day. So any way you want to complete your reps is fine. But the format that I am going to be doing for this workout today, that I'm about to show you, is 20 dynamic squats, 20 Tik-tok lunges, 10 on one leg, then 10 on the other, counting each lunge as 1 rep, then 20 toe touches, 20 cross leg push-ups, and then I'm going to just repeat that whole thing once more. Hopefully that makes sense. Please remember that I always take the time to type out the instructions in the description box down below the video, and I'm going to do the workout with you, so watch me do it, read the instructions, but then of course, as always, if anything is unclear with the format, how everything fits together and how you can modify it, if you have questions about the exercises that we are doing today, or if you need any further help with beginner modifications, I am right here to help, so please just ask. It's really important that you understand how to do the exercises with the correct form before you begin the workout, so that you reduce your risk of injury and just so that you make sure you're getting the maximum benefit out of each exercise. And you guys know it is also incredibly important to me that all of my workouts are always accessible to anyone and everyone who wants to do them with me, and especially so for this challenge. So I'm always here to help facilitate that. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions or if you need help. And now, if you are ready to go ahead and start this workout with me, keep in mind that you're going to go at your own pace. Don't sacrifice your form for speed, but if you want to do it with me, go ahead and grab an exercise mat or a yoga mat if you have one. If not, a towel may suffice. If you're working out on a carpeted floor or on grass, you may not need anything, but we're going to be down on the mat for our ab exercise, and if you're doing push-ups from your knees, you are going to be more comfortable with something soft beneath you. So if you have an exercise mat or a yoga mat, go ahead and get that ready. And now you can pause the video, go get dressed, and then meet me right back here. We will do a quick 5-minute warm-up together, and then we'll go ahead and get our reps done. All right, so as soon as you're ready, let's get started with our quick 5-minute warm-up. You're going to begin by just letting your head gently fall to one side, and then you're going to place your hand on top of your head and just let it rest there. You want to feel a nice gentle stretch in your neck. You want to let your ear kind of fall towards the shoulder on the same side, but you're not pulling your head. You're just resting your hand on top of your head and letting gravity do the work of gently stretching the other side of your neck. So switching sides, make sure you keep this shoulder down. Don't let your shoulder creep up like this. Just really let gravity do all of the work with this stretch. Next, we're gonna do some head rolls. So I'm gonna start by dropping my chin to my chest and then rolling my head towards the other shoulder and back. And as I do these rolls, with each roll, I'm increasing my range of motion. I'm letting my head get heavier and heavier and just kind of drop in front of me. All right, now we're gonna do some shoulder rolls. So really big circles with your shoulders, okay? Kind of exaggerate the movement and explore your full range of motion. Really pinching the shoulder blades together in the back, lifting your shoulders as high as they can go. And now you're going to extend your arms out to the sides and start with some small arm circles, and then as the interval progresses, you can start making your circles wider and wider until you're really swinging your arms as big as you possibly can. Step the feet wide apart, bend the knees, kind of sweep the hands down in front of you, and then stretch them up overhead on the way up. And again, with each squat, I'm increasing my range of motion little by little, so I'm sweeping the floor with my hands. Keep the legs wide apart, and you're gonna gently lunge from side to side, and then throw your arm across your body, like you're trying to touch the wall. Just loosening up those shoulders. Now you're gonna step your feet to the middle and just march, starting with the knees low, and then gradually starting to drive those knees up higher and higher towards your chest until you're driving your knees up as high as you can, feeling a nice stretch in your glutes. Now we're gonna do the same thing with a light jog. So little by little, I'm gonna start driving my knees up higher and higher towards my chest until I'm driving them as high as I possibly can. And then we're gonna go into our little booty kicks. So still a nice light jog, but you're driving your heels up behind you with each step. Trying to kick your booty cheeks with your heels. Next, you might need to hold on to a wall or a chair for support. If not, you can have your hands on your hips. And we're just gonna swing one leg, front and back. So if you have trouble balancing, a chair is helpful, or you can just hold on to the wall. Switching legs. So you can start low, and then as the interval progresses, increase your range of motion. Lift the leg higher in front of you, higher behind you. And now I'm just gonna extend one foot in front of me and draw a little semicircle around to the back. And little by little, I'm lifting my leg higher and higher. And eventually, I like to bend my knee, drive it up in front of me, other leg. So start with your foot on the ground, then gradually lift the leg higher and higher. And then eventually, if you want, you can bend the knee, kind of drive the knee up in front of you and guide it around with that hand. Now, again, you can use a chair or a wall to help you get into this stretch. We're just gonna do a hamstring stretch, but using a chair or a wall will help you to keep your back flat, as opposed to letting your back round in a stretch like this. You don't need to use the wall or the chair. I'm not, obviously, but it depends on how flexible your hamstrings are. But the point is to have your back as flat as you can. It's just going to be a more effective stretch for your hamstrings as opposed to letting your back round like this. Okay, so holding on to a wall or a chair can really help you maximize the effectiveness of that stretch by helping you to keep your back flat. I know it's a little bit more than 5 minutes because I always like to spend a few extra seconds in that hamstring stretch. But that's it, that's our warm up. All right, so now our muscles are nice and warm. As soon as you're ready, let's go ahead and get started with 20 dynamic squats or whatever squat variation you're doing. So I'm starting my timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. So starting with the feet together, you're just going to jump the feet wide apart as you sink into that squat. That's 3, 4, and then jump them together as you stand. I think that was 20. Now Tik-tok lunges. So forward lunge, right into your reverse lunge. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 more. Other leg. 10 total lunges as soon as you're ready. So step forward and back. That's 2, 4, 5. Good job. Those look innocent. They're actually really tough. 10 reps on each leg is plenty for me right now. Abs. So I'm doing toe touches. You do whatever ab exercise you want. Straighten the legs, touch the toes. 20 reps, do your best. Okay, I made it through all 20 reps without crying. Abs are not my strongest suit. All right, cross leg push-ups. 20 total reps, alternating sides. With each rep, just do your best. So starting with your feet wide apart, cross the ankles to one side, push up, other side. I'm still in really bad shape, especially with push-ups, so I don't have enough strength right now to do all 20 reps. I'm broken. So I'm just pausing for a few seconds to regain some strength. Picking up my count at 14, so I have to do 6 more. That's round 1. Pause and rest if you need to. If not, let's go ahead and start on round 2. Shake out the legs. As soon as you're ready, Tik-tok lunges. 10 lunges on each leg. As quickly as you can. Other leg. Sooner I can get onto abs, And I can start my push-ups and have a prayer finishing this in under 10 minutes. 20 toe touches. Push-ups. I'm gonna see if I can do my first 10 without stopping. Just do your best. Under 10 minutes. I'm gonna push. It's 19. 20. Get up. Believe me, I wanted to collapse after that final push-up, but it's really important to get up and move around. You don't necessarily have to do like a structured cool down. I never do. I would just kind of pace around a little bit, stretch the shoulders, especially after all those push-ups. Keep the circulation going while you allow your heart rate to come down a little bit. All right, that is our 160 reps for the day. Amazing job. We are not quite finished yet. No workout of mine is ever complete until we have done our bonus burpee. So we have just 1 rep left to go. If you are a beginner bonus burpee, let me walk you through how to do a beginner bonus burpee. So you're going to start by standing in the middle of your mat. You're going to bend down and place your hands flat on the mat in front of you, and then you're going to step your feet back into a plank position. Put your knees down for a push-up, or you can eliminate the push-up if you prefer. Step the feet in and stand. See if you can come up onto your toes and reach, or if you want, you can add a little jump. If you are not a beginner and you would like to try to do the push-up from your toes, let's go ahead and just do 1 final bonus burpee together, and then the workout will be officially complete. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. Final rep of the day. All right, so with that, the workout is now officially complete. That took me 9 minutes and 56 seconds. I would have loved to finish it even faster than that, but my goal was to finish in under 10 minutes, and I finished in under 10 minutes. I met my goal with 4 seconds to spare, so I'll take it. So now that our reps are complete, it's really important that you are taking a good 15 or 20 minutes at least to stretch. If you can do it right now, this is the best time to get your stretching done immediately after the workout, because your muscles are already nice and warm. This is going to be the most efficient and the most effective time to do your stretching. If you don't have time to do it right now, that's fine. You can do it later on in the day. As long as you get your stretching done at some point during the day, that's all that matters. Just keep in mind that if you put off your stretching until later in the day, your muscles will have gotten cold again. So you're going to have to take a few minutes to warm them back up before jumping into your stretching routine. The same way we warm up before the workout, it's really important that you take a minute to make sure your muscles are warm before you begin stretching them, because warm muscles are more pliable, so you are less likely to overstretch or pull or strain a muscle if you take a couple of minutes to make sure that you warm up your muscles before you jump into your stretching routine. But as long as you get your stretching done at some point in the day, you're good. Just don't skip your stretching. Stretching is going to go a long way towards helping to alleviate any muscle soreness that you might be experiencing the day after the workouts. It's also going to help prevent injuries moving forward, because you're training your muscles to be more flexible and more pliable in general. If you improve your flexibility and your mobility, it's not only going to help reduce your risk of injury, it's also going to improve your quality of life. So it's really important that you make sure to stretch every single day. If you need a stretching routine, I have a stretching routine. It's not my own stretching routine. It's just a random stretching routine that I found on Facebook years ago. I liked it, it works for me, so I've stuck with it. It's the only stretching routine pretty much that I ever do, and it's perfect for beginners. It is made especially with inflexible people in mind. So if you're a beginner, or if your muscles are super tight and you would like to know the stretching routine that I do every day, this one is perfect for you. Let me know, I'm happy to share that link. But before I do my stretching, I'm going to tack on an additional 20 minutes of moderate paced cardio with my jump rope. That's why I'm holding Victoria. Victoria is my beautiful silver jump rope with these pretty light pink metallic handles. And if you would like to know where I get my jump ropes, there is a link and a coupon code in the description box down below the video. So click on the link, use coupon code RUTHBECCA to save an additional 10% on your jump rope. Every year when I do this challenge, I like to add on at least 20 or 30 minutes or more of moderate paced cardio after each of these workouts, because I am trying to get myself back in shape. I'm trying to lose weight. I want to increase my stamina. I want to improve my cardiovascular health, strengthen my heart and my lungs. The additional cardio is not officially part of the challenge, it never has been, but it's always the way I do this challenge. So I'm just sharing that with you so that you know that in addition to my 161 reps every day, because the bonus burpee is mandatory, the additional cardio is not. So in addition to those reps every day, I am adding on cardio. I just feel like it helps me to meet my goals faster, and the faster I can start seeing progress, the more it encourages me to keep going. So if you do want to add on some cardio, 20 to 30 minutes is fine. You can do more if you have time and if you want to. It doesn't have to be jump rope. You can go for a jog or a bike ride, or a hike or a swim, or even just a brisk walk. If you have a heavy bag, either at home or if you have access to one at the gym, that's a great option. And again, if you have a home gym of sorts with something like a treadmill or an elliptical or a Stairmaster or something like that, you can hop on one of those for 20 to 30 minutes. Or if you have access to one at the gym, that works as well. It can be any kind of cardio exercise you want, but it's just something to consider adding on the additional cardio after the workouts, because if you are also using this challenge to try to get yourself in shape, if you're trying to lose weight, the additional cardio is just going to help you accelerate that process. You'll start to see results faster, and I think you will be a lot happier with your results at the end of the challenge. Even if you don't have time to tack on the additional cardio after every single workout, we're working out 6 days a week, so that's a lot of cardio sessions, I know. But even if you can just find time 2 or 3 days a week to squeeze in a cardio session, I really think it will help a lot. So I'm going to reset my timer for 40 rounds of 10-second rest intervals and 20-second work intervals. That's 20 minutes. I'm going to play some music and just get my cardio done, 20 minutes, then I'll do my stretching routine and I'm done for the day. So the additional cardio is not required. It's not technically part of the challenge, but it is strongly recommended regardless though of whether you are adding on cardio after the workout. Please make sure to take at least 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes if you can, to do your stretching. It's super important. But that is officially a wrap on day 11 as we kick off our second full week of the challenge. If you did this workout with me today, thank you so much. Please let me know what you thought of it and how you did. Thank you to everyone who has been working out with me lately. Thank you to everyone who's doing the challenge with me. Remember, it's not too late to join. I had a few people join last week. I would be thrilled to have a few more people join this week. But regardless of whether or not you're doing the challenge with me, regardless of whether or not you're actually doing the workouts with me, thank you for watching the videos either way. Thank you for liking and sharing the videos. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful and supportive and engaging comments. It truly does mean the world to me. Thank you so much to all of my new subscribers. And of course, a great big thank you to those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for years. Please know that I appreciate you all so very much. One final reminder that if anything is unclear with the format of today's workout and how you can modify it, if you have questions about the exercises that we were doing today, if you have any doubts about how to do these exercises with the correct form, or if you need help with beginner modifications, I am right here to help. So please just ask. That is going to do it for today. I will see you all right back here tomorrow for day 12. Bye.